What's up, fight fans? And we're back at it with another one here at Round One Sports Talk. Let's talk about it. The highly controversial pound for pound list. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Like always, please like, subscribe, share this video. And if there's any video I ever wanted you to share, it would be this video right here. Okay, I have put a lot of hours and I've watched a lot of videos. So please show me your support on this video because I put a lot of work and a lot of effort into this video right here. This video right here is a video that I felt that I needed to make because I needed to shed light on the pound for pound list because we as boxing fans, ESPN, Top Rank, the powers that be, the entities in boxing that have the most influence on boxing have altered and changed the pound for pound list through the course of the years and have fed these narratives and these storylines to you that you, without realizing, you're sitting in barbershops, malls, wherever it is, in home, arguing with your buddy over a pound for pound list and why the rules and specifications, why they should be on there. Everybody has their own opinion now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back the hands of time and I'm going to honor the pound for pound list by its original rules. Okay, the original rules of the pound for pound list, not what it's become today. I understand that today the pound for pound list is more like a popularity contest. Who has the most belts, who went up and down in divisions, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they're putting fighters on there. But here around One Sports Talk, we're going to honor the original pound for pound list. And I'm going to try to bring the original rules of the pound for pound list back, okay, so that we can start over again, okay, so that we can get a lot of these narratives and false things of why and how you get on the list, okay, so let's go over this. The original pound for pound list, no heavyweight champion could be on a pound for pound list, okay. When it was established to give notoriety to the lower weight divisions. Okay, you were already the heavyweight championship of the world, which meant that you had the most prestigious title. Okay, so there, by default, they took the heavyweight champions off. Okay, now when they started going through the list and making up rules, they started to realize that we had to judge the fighter in a whole. Okay, you couldn't have a fighter that performed well in the earlier rounds and gassed out in the later rounds because that would mean that your fighter lacked in cardio, for example. Okay, so that's what I mean. Your fighter had to be judged in a whole without making Superman, because let's just remember, there is no Superman. All fighters in the world have flaws. Okay, we're just judging them on their skill. Okay. So, when they made up the word pound for pound, a lot of people thought that meant pound for pound, moving up through divisions, multiple world championships. That can't be further from the truth. Pound for pound has nothing to do with moving up in weight. In fact, when they were naming it, they didn't name it skill for skill because it didn't roll off the tongue. So, the nickname was pound for pound. That's all it was a nickname. Had nothing to do with moving up in weight. So you can't move up multiple divisions and qualify as a pound for pound fighter. That doesn't qualify you, okay? And belts. You can't be a 2-division, 4-belt holder and have all 4 belts and qualify to be on the pound for pound list. Belts doesn't qualify you to be on a pound for pound list because there's guys that have way more belts than the most skilled fighter because that skilled fighter stood in his division. He didn't choose to move up. He probably won all 4 belts in his division and stood there for 4 years or 3 years and didn't move, right? And he just kept defending, right? So, you know, just because you move up in weight, you have 5 weight divisions, you have 20-something belts, that doesn't mean you're better than the guy that stood in his division, just kept defending his title. So belts don't mean nothing. Okay, so you cannot include belts. Okay, all right. So what we're judging the fighter on is purely skill. Okay, and these are the qualifications to get on a pound for pound list. Can you fight a taller guy, a shorter guy, a lefty, a righty, a brawler? Can you fight a boxing technician? Can you beat a guy at his own game? And how do you look while you do it? What were some of the things you were doing in the ring that were so slick, even to the untrained eye, they didn't catch on? But to a coach and boxers, they knew exactly what was happening in that ring. How do you dance? Okay? That's what you're judged by. Okay? Now, when I went over my list, I played a lot of videos, right? And I judged everybody by their skill. I took away belts, I took away divisions, and no heavyweights can be on my list. I'm going by the original rules of the pound for pound list. No celebrity status. Just because you have a big name doesn't get you on my list. Okay? You must be a skilled fighter. Okay? All right. And by doing so, the first two people on my list were somewhat controversial. Coming in at number 1 on my list, I have Naoya Inoue at number 1. The reason why Naoya Inoue came in at number 1 is because I was judging them off the last 3 years. And in the last 3 years, Naoya Inoue has been more active than Terence Crawford. Not only has he been more active, right? It really came down to their last performances, okay? Terence Crawford fought Errol Spence Jr. and Naoya Inoue fought Stephen Kubo Fulton. And what I had to do to assess myself was to be honest with what happened. The truth is, coming into that fight, Errol Spence Jr. was not on no pound for pound list in the world. The truth is, coming into that fight, Errol Spence Jr. wasn't even ranked by the Boxing Association in the world. Meaning, his ranking status was inactive. He was coming off a 2-year hiatus. He wasn't ranked nowhere in the world. And in the real boxing on paper, he was an inactive fighter coming into that Terence Crawford fight. That's the truth. The truth is, Stephen Kubo Fulton came into the Naoya Inoue fight. He was on the pound for pound list. He was just further down there. He was like 15 or something, right? But he was on the list. And he was ranked number 1 in a 125-pound division. So Naoya Inoue fought against the number 1 fighter in his division, while Terence Crawford fought against an inactive fighter. Truth be told. The second fact was that Terence Crawford did not knock out Errol Spence Jr. No, he didn't. He TKO'd him, right? They stopped the fight, right? The truth be told, Naoya Inoue knocked out Stephen Kubo Fulton. You see what I'm saying? So, it didn't matter what they won on that night or who went to whose weight division, right? Because Naoya Inoue moved up to challenge the bigger champion, okay? I'm not going to count that. Those belts don't count. The fact that he moved up in division doesn't count, right? The fact that Terence Crawford won 4 belts and was the first man to do so in 2 separate weight divisions, that shit don't count. What the hell does that got to do with your skill? You see, that's an award you get for you where your skill brought you, okay? Okay. But if we were just basing it on skill and their performances, Naoya Inoue got the slight edge. So that's why I put him there. Terence Crawford, the American, my guy, he's in number 2 spot, okay? The number 3 spot, I have Shakur Stevenson. And the reason why I have Shakur Stevenson, because no one does it quite like this kid. If we were just judging off what the rules of boxing are, is to hit without being hit, Shakur Stevenson does that the best. And also, he brings skills to the equation. He's just as skilled, good ring IQ, good footwork, placement, which qualifies him to being an elite fighter. Because if you was to look at all his fights, they don't hit him a lot. And that's why I have Demetrius Bivol coming in at number 4, Jamel Charlo coming in at number 5, Tank Davis coming in at number 6, Devin Haney coming in at number 7, Arthur Benavidez coming in at number 8, and I got David, the Mexican Monster, coming in at number 9. Okay, now, there are some fighters that you've noticed that I did not say that were on this list, okay, like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez was once on the pound-for-pound list, 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez is getting old now. He's lost a step or two. And just because his name is Canelo Alvarez doesn't entice me or force me to put him on the list because of the fighter he once was. Okay? Canelo Alvarez is not the fighter he used to be. Okay? And he had some lackluster performances. When was the last time he knocked somebody out? I'll wait. Although he was good at his time, he was on the pound-for-pound list a few years ago. It's just that he's on his way out, and there's a new wave of boxers coming in. So that's what's happening. It happens to all the best and all the greats. It happened to Floyd. It happened to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, there will be a new king in town. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Canelo Alvarez is in his career right now. But he is a great fighter. He's a good fighter. And he's not finished yet. I still think he has some more to do. But that's for another day. Okay, so the 10th fighter that I kept was up for debate because there was a lot of honorable mentions. Teofimo Lopez was an honorable mention. It seems like when the lights are the brightest and the fights are the biggest, he really shows up. But because of his lackluster performances against fighters like Camboza, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. He has to show up. And that other guy that he fought, the Mexican dude he fought, man, that was another lackluster performance. You can't have those kind of performance and want to be up on the pound-for-pound list. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't put Usyk on the list, unfortunately, or Tyson Fury. They're heavyweight champions already, so they can't be on the list. Basically, and let me clear that up for you because it might sound like I'm being biased to heavyweight champions and stuff. And it's like, just because they're the heavyweight champion, that's ain't they a little racist? You don't give the heavyweight champion a chance. Things have evolved to change. Just in case you want to go that way with it, just in case you do, here's a little exercise you could do for yourself. Put your favorite heavyweight champion that is active right now, which would be Usyk or Tyson Fury or whoever it was, and then put them on your monitor, on your laptop, and then on your phone, I want you to put Terrence Crawford or Naoya Inoue on, and then press play. No sooner that you do that, you'll be like, oh shit, that's why we can't put heavyweight champions on the list. I'm not going to even say anything. Just watch it. Just watch it. You'll see why. Okay? So, there's a lot of honorable mentions that can be in the number 10 spot. Junto Nakatoni was coming into mind. There's a couple of great Ukrainian fighters, a couple of UK fighters that are coming up. I got my eye on about 4 Brit fighters right now out there in the UK. I'm not saying their names right now because I don't want to jinx them or anything. I think that they have good potential, but let's see what happens. So the number 10 spot is up for you guys, you as my viewers. If there's anyone I missed, anybody that you want to get on the list, let me know why and what qualifies him as an elite fighter and why you think I should put him on this list. The number 10 spot. And if anyone should be moved around in my list, that's all up for opinion. I can see on my list where there can be a lot of up and down actions, and I probably wouldn't argue any of them, as long as these were the men that are on the list. And if you had Terrence Crawford higher than Naoya Inoue on your list, I wouldn't argue that neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that I do believe, without being biased and with no, you know, I've studied Terrence Crawford, and I actually studied Naoya Inoue. If you've only watched Terrence Crawford and you know very little about Naoya Inoue, then how could you judge him? You see, you gotta do your homework. And I just believe that Naoya Inoue's lasting performances is what catapulted him to the #1 spot. He's knocked out people in impressive fashion, more impressive fashion, better style, and he has shown that he really doesn't have too many flaws. There's no Superman in the sport of boxing, so let's get that out of our head. Every fighter has flaws. It's just that, there are other fighters that do it better than other fighters. And this pound for pound list, it took me a long time. It took me a lot of work. And I had to do a lot of soul searching in myself, because if I wanted views and likes and clicks, my list would be a lot different. If I just wanted to go with the whole narrative and it was a popularity contest, my list would be a lot different. But if I want to tell the truth and I want to keep it as honest as I can, you know what I'm saying? And with all the work that I put into this, these are the fighters that I consider the best fighters right now in the world. And if I missed anybody or, anything, let's talk about it. But I'm not gonna go with the popularity contest. I'm not gonna go by the most belts. I'm not gonna go by the most divisions. I'm not gonna go by none of that. None of that is why it was made, and I'm going right back to it. So please support me on this one. Share this video, and like always, I'm on to the next one. Peace.